Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm just going to make this video to talk about the show 13 Reasons Why, Season 2. Now, I'm sure everybody and their brother has watched this already, or is watching this, so if you are watching it and you don't want to be spoiled, stop watching this video because this is going to be a spoiler video, basically. I don't know how I can make it without being a spoiler video, so, and really there's no point of me trying. Because what I want to talk about is what I want to talk about. So let's just jump right back in. Alright, so 13 Reasons Why Season 2 is focused around Hannah's mom. I'm trying to put this somewhere so that I don't have to hold it. Let's see, maybe right here. We focus around Hannah's mom and her fight with the high school because she believes that they're the reason why Hannah killed themselves, or they're to blame. And you know what? They are to blame. They're one of the top reasons why they're to blame. Now, that also being said, they didn't put the gun, or, well, it wasn't a gun, but they didn't put the razor in her hand. But the stuff leading up to, like, the bullying and everything that was happening at school. Now, the schools can't be there all the time. I get it. They can't be on someone all the time. But because the fact that there was someone trying to reach out with the poem and the teacher didn't know who it was, that right there should have just been shut down. They should have just investigated everybody at that point to see who it was. And then there's the whole guidance counselor who clearly, when it's his turn to testify, he does say, hey, you know what, it was my fault and I'm taking blame. Now, right there and there, the jury should have sided with Hannah's mom. And spoiler alert, they didn't. They went with the school. It doesn't surprise me at all because, you know, the school has insurance. They have big lawyers. They have big names, and their lawyer was good. Like, she was good. And as an actress, my glasses are filthy. As an actress, she was a very good actress because I was so pissed off at her by the time we ended up finishing it that I don't know. I was just so mad. So that, all of them, all of the actors were good. With the exception of Hannah. Now, I don't know too much about this actress, to be fair. And in the first episode, or the first season, I liked her character, even though I hated her because she just killed herself and she, left all her friends to pretty much clean up the mess. But in this season, there was no need to see her. She's portrayed as a ghost that Clay, or not a ghost, but someone that Clay is seeing. So I guess a ghost or a figment of his imagination or whatever. That wasn't necessary. Honestly, it really, truly was not necessary. Hello, Yoda. My dog needs to be in the video. It was not a necessity to have her come back in any way, shape, or form, other than, I guess, to show that Clay was messed up and this is how he was dealing with it. I don't know. I just think that there was so much going on that 13 episodes just wasn't enough to tell all these stories. And then, there was the Justin story, then there was the Clay story, and then of course there was the Tyler story, which was a very, very important story. And I feel like the way that they ended it just was stupid. Tony risking his life and him being on probation to help Tyler get away was just stupid. First of all, Tyler shouldn't have got away with it. He shouldn't have got away with it. Since when did Clay give two shits about Tyler? He didn't. So the fact that Tyler goes ahead and, hello, thank you. Tyler goes ahead and gets in the car and doesn't go and shoot everyone up in the high school, that's not believable. It really, truly isn't believable. He didn't know Tony. And not that I wanted him to go and shoot up the school, but maybe it would have got people talking, honestly. The whole entire season one and season two with the rape and everything, that's, the whole point of them making it was so that it could get people talking about rape and sexual abuse and, you know, gun violence. But the gun violence just kind of was, I don't know, just kind of glanced over. Now, I was a teenager once, believe it or not, and I mean, maybe because I live in Canada, there was no gun violence. There was no, I've never seen well, I've seen guns, obviously, but I've never been to a party and someone had a gun, or, been to over someone's house and there was a gun. Now, of course, the rape, that's a different story. The bullying, completely, completely. I was bullied in high school. Did I think about killing myself? Yes, every single day. Did I go to the counselors? Yep, I went to the school counselor. And when they did nothing about it, she was suspended for like a week. And then when she came back, it just got worse because she just kept beating the shit out of me all the time, and it didn't really matter. Finally, when I fought back, I got suspended for sticking up for myself, in which case I actually didn't even go back to school in grade 10. I just decided to drop out. It was too much. Then there was this really bad rumor that was spread about me that was not true. Which is hard for me to talk about, but I've always been really honest and open, so I'm going to say these words, even though it's hard for me to even say it because of the fact that I can't even believe that this actually happened to me and that I didn't kill myself, to be honest with you. In high school, I was raped by a guy who worked with my mom, who I actually trusted, and he lived 2 doors down from us, as well as he worked for my mom. And after the rape happened, and I put myself in the situation. I went with him into the hotel room. I was going to have sex with him, but then decided that I was too drunk and I didn't want to lose my virginity. And yep, that's how I lost my virginity. I didn't want to lose my virginity being drunk in a hotel room with a guy that I barely knew, even though I did have a crush on him and he was much older than me. I was hanging out with an older crowd, brothers of one of my friends that I grew up with in grade school, her brother and their friends, because I wanted to be cool, wanted to be one of the cool kids. I wanted to hang out with them. I, really liked them as friends, and I thought we were friends, but turns out it was just a place for them to party because my parents were working a lot, and we could drink at my house and we could do drugs at my house and we could smoke at my house, and they needed that place to go, and my place was that place because I wanted to be cool. I wanted to be popular because it was high school. After he raped me, he left me in the room bleeding, and I didn't call the police. I left at 2 or 3 in the morning and just walked the streets. At some point I ended up at our mall when they opened, in the bathroom, and the lady who worked there found me and asked me what happened, and I told her. She sent me to the hospital. Again, I didn't tell them I was raped. I lied and said that we had consensual sex, and because it was my first time, that's why I was bleeding. I ended up having to have a blood transfusion because I lost so much blood. I was in the hospital for a week. Yes, Ryder? I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. When I did go back to school, because I was still in school at the time, I was in grade 10, at the beginning of grade 10, or was this in grade 9? It probably was grade 9, actually, the end of grade 9. Anyways, when I did go back, there was a rumor that I got stitches while I was in the hospital, and that it was just because we had sex and he did stuff to my bum, and then I had to have stitches in my bum. None of that was true. None of that was true. Keeping in mind he lived 2 doors down from me, so I still had to see him pretty much every day. He went to the same school as me. I had to see him, and he worked with my mom. The rumor lasted a long time, and the people that I thought were my friends were the ones that started it, and they would call me Stitch. I was like 16 years old, 15 years old, and everybody in high school thought that I was a slut, of course, and that I had stitches. And that didn't even, I don't even care about the stitches part, but then that rumor started, and them calling me that name hurt a lot. I started drinking more, started smoking drugs, smoking cigarettes, partying, cutting myself, carving names into my hand. I have all these scars on my fingers here. I don't know, you can't probably see them, but like my hands are all scarred up from cutting myself, because that's where I cut myself. I didn't cut myself here. I don't know. I cut myself on my legs, cut myself mostly on my hands though, so the scars were visible so I could see them. I didn't want to hide them. I wanted them to be visible so that someone could say, hey, do you need help? No one ever said that. School never said it. Nothing. Started skipping school, and eventually after everything happened, and then the whole bullying happened, and I think the bullying happened because one girl called me a stitch to my face, and I punched her. Because again, of course, I was fighting. And then she paid someone or whatever to fight me every single day after school and call me names. Okay, so high school was rough. That all being, I didn't actually mean to come out. This didn't mean to be a come out video. By the way, I did get myself together. I did go back to school. Worked hard, went to summer school. Worked hard. I don't know what the turning around moment was, but I did. I ended up graduating a year later, but with honors and scholarships. And I was on the honor roll from grade 11 and 12. And then we had grade 13 back then, because I'm old again, and I'm in Canada. And yes, we call it grades. I know that in the States you say, oh, I was in first grade or second grade. In Canada we say it's grade 1 or grade 2. We don't say first grade, second grade. I don't know what the difference is. There is no difference, but I just thought I would say that. Anyways, so watching this 13 Reasons Why, it was a big trigger for me, and I didn't really anticipate it to be a big trigger like that. Like, the bullying, I mean, like, other than Tyler getting raped in the butt with a freaking mop handle, I didn't think that their bullying was that bad, other than that guy, doing everything that he was doing to them, which was bullcrap. Yeah, their bullying wasn't anything. I mean, like, obviously it was still bullying, and I'm 42. Do you think that I should be part of the people who have to write down triggers? I didn't think that. I've been through so much of my life that last thing I thought about was watching a high school show and then being affected by it. But I actually was. I actually really was. The rape, it killed me. And Jessica saying shit to Clay, or not Clay, to, I can't even think of his name right now, to her accuser, Bryce, in court. That was something I really wish that happened. He ended up, my rapist, ended up getting fired for other reasons, and then after he got fired, I told my mom. But we still didn't ever press charges. Anyways, yeah. So season 2 was a mind trip for me. More so than season 1, because season 1 I wasn't triggered. I mean, it was enjoyable. I really liked that it was true. I liked figuring out why she did it. I don't think it glorified suicide. I don't think that it glorified bullying. I don't think any of that was in season 1, but season 2 a little bit. I mean, we focused a lot about not her suicide, but the rape, and there was this whole court scene, and then all of a sudden, you know, it just didn't make sense to me in a way that, okay, so yes, they're getting everybody to testify to say what their friendship is with Hannah and how they knew her, but then all of a sudden it's like, okay, so this is how I affected her killing herself. And I mean, I get what the courts were doing, I get what the school was trying to do, but by putting blame on all of these other people and not themselves at all, that was bullcrap. And maybe that was the point. I don't know. I do honestly wish it ended at season or episode 12 and not 13, because yes, I get that they're gonna go for a second season, or they're trying for a season 3 or whatever. No, come here, Yoda. Yoda, come here now. Yoda, now. But okay, so episode 13, I think, wasn't neat. I wish it didn't happen. There was too much going on in this one episode. There was days, and there was this, and there was that, and there was the, I don't even know if the memorial was in 13 or 12, because there was just so much going on in episode 13 that I don't think it should have happened. I don't think, if they're going to plan on talking about gun violence and school shooting, then they should have just ended it with 12 and then do 13 the next season, because I don't really care if he gets away with it. I don't care if no one ever says anything, and I don't care now if Clay gets blamed for it and he says, I don't care what happens, to be honest with you. I don't care. Season 2 was a little bit boring, and it just seemed like they were trying to get you more talk about the rape and more talk about the not so much even gun violence, but especially the rape. And it was almost overdone. It was like every single episode. I think like it was episode 2, episode 11, episode 5, 6, 13. I mean, like, there was quite a bit about the rape. And I don't know. It just seemed like it was, okay, we got your point in number 1 and number 2, but then why are we still going on it? Yes, why are we making Bryce, yeah, he was a bad guy, but why is it just him for the bad guy? And there was the hashtag Me Too movement that happened in the courtroom, which I think that was kind of important, but it also seemed like, okay, so we're just doing this because that's in the media right now. I don't know. I'm conflicted whether or not I actually liked it or not. Half of me really enjoyed it, and the other half was like, well, that was boring. And the other half was like, well, that was too much trigger. So, will I watch season 3? No, I will not. Seems that that's the consensus on to YouTube. From the videos I've watched, anyways, that they won't watch a season 3. And that's okay. That's okay. If they make it and other people can, you know, come away with something good from it, then that's awesome. But if they make it and nobody watches it, then what was the point? Yeah. I know what they were trying to do with the Tyler thing. They were trying to say, okay, you know what, guys get raped too, and guys get abused, but I don't necessarily know if it was needed right now. If you're gonna do that, then just make it a whole other season. Don't add it to something that's already in this season. Like, it just seemed like it was too much. It was too much. And that's why season 1 was enjoyable, because it wasn't thrown in your face at every single scene. Anyways, now this is going to be a 20-minute video. I'm so sorry that it's so long. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to enable comments right now, but I may end up disabling them just because this was a fairly personal story that I just told you, and it kind of freaks me out that I told you. And I was honest, and if anyone's watching that actually knows me in real life, I have not told you this story. And I just did. So, I don't know how I feel about that. But anyways, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell button, because you're never going to know when a video is out if you don't, because, you know, YouTube sucks. Bye.